What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at a pair of true wireless earbuds called the Blade by Chronic Audio. But before we jump into any of the details on these guys, I just want to say if this is your first time to the channel, welcome to Plug and Play. If you like this review and you want to see more reviews just like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss any other videos. But without further ado, let's jump in to the review. Before we jump into the review though, I do want to say thank you to Chronic Audio for sending me the Blade True Wireless Earbuds to do this review and ensure all of you guys watching that this is a non-biased review. I'm going to give you the pros and cons exactly as I have experienced them. And so with that said, let's move on and let's talk about the overall design. So when we talk about the design, the first thing that we have to take a look at is obviously the case itself, right? This is the first thing that you're going to see when you open up the package. Now, as you can see right here, this guy is kind of an egg shape. It's very, very smooth on all sides. It is completely rounded. Again, this is another similar to another review that I did. It kind of looks like a silly putty container, if you have any idea what that is. But it's a matte black. It's not a matte black finish. It's a shiny black outer finish. You can see the red LED indicators on the inside and the blue indicators. So it is a transparent lid. Now, what I like about that is that you're basically finding a way to show me as much information as possible about what's going on inside the case itself. So I can tell that right now I can see that the earbuds are charging, and I can also see the battery level of the case. So I know kind of where I'm at with regards to my battery life, which is pretty slick. Moving on from there, guys, it is a micro USB charged case. So you're not going to get USB-C. There's no wireless charging here. Again, we're on the higher end of what I consider a budget pair of true wireless earbuds. So you're not going to see any of those, the USB-C and the true and the wireless charging, which isn't that big of a deal, to be perfectly honest with you. In my opinion, my testing with these, still at this point, unless you've got a really big case with a really large battery, micro USB still kind of does pretty darn well. Now, future-proofing wise, it is going to be nice to see those USB-C, as the new Samsungs come out, as everything starts to switch to USB-C as the standard, you are going to see these earbuds starting to come out more and more often with USB-C or wireless charging. But these guys don't have it, micro USB, so that's what's up. All right, guys, so now that we're done with the case, let's talk about the really important part, which is the earbuds. So with the Blade earbuds, these guys are a very, very unique earbud. You're gonna notice when you pull them out, they've got kind of they're a very strange shape. They've got the earbud tip here. You've got this bulb down in the bottom, which kind of holds it into the lower part of your ear, which we'll see when I put them in. And then you've got a wingtip up on top here. You got a rubberized, stabilizing wingtip here. Overall, they're pretty sleek when they're in your ear. So let me show you what they look like when they go in. So I'm going to take the Blade here, and you basically just kind of pop this guy in. You've got the big bulb down here on the bottom that actually goes down into the base of your ear, and then you got the little wing that sticks up in the top up here. Now, it's a pretty sleek look. When you're looking at it from head on, I have kind of big cheeks, earbuds always look really streamlined on me, but these ones in particular are pretty sweet. Some of them stick out pretty far, and I've done some reviews where they stick out kind of wide. But as you can see, when I'm wearing this earbud, it's pretty low profile, which is really nice. It doesn't take up, it doesn't stick out very far. It doesn't make it, itself known very well. Comfort-wise, these guys sit in there really tight. They feel very comfortable. The wing is non-intrusive. Sometimes when I do these reviews, the little wings that they put on these things and stuff can kind of cause a little bit of ear fatigue. So far, using these guys on an all-day period didn't cause much discomfort at all. Every earbud, just as a side note here, most earbuds will, especially when you first get them, may cause some discomfort, mostly just because your ear's trying to get used to something jammed in there, right? Because naturally we're not supposed to have things jammed in our ears. This guy in particular is actually pretty comfortable. I didn't have any issues with that, and I've worn them for a couple of weeks now, really testing them, wearing them all day long, and they're super comfortable. You've got a single button interface right here with the lightning bolt on it. That's kind of their little logo here, which when I power this on, I'm gonna push and hold down, power this guy on here, and you'll see it kind of flashes. There you go. So you get this flashing lightning bolt here, which is a pretty cool look. I like the little logo. I think it's a really cool little logo. Looks pretty slick. Now these are a solo button earbud, so keep that in mind. There are no touch controls on these earbuds here. Now one thing you'll notice too, it does have magnetic, when you put it in the case, it magnetizes. Very, very sturdy, very strong. It's not going to move around a lot. It doesn't come out. I mean, it's when you get close, it sucks it out of your fingers and pulls it right into the case. So it's very, very sturdy, very durable, and overall design, 2 thumbs up. All right, guys, so moving on from design, I just want to just talk about some of the other features of these earbuds. You've got Bluetooth 5.0. They say basically that you should have 6 hours of playback time. At about 70-80%, I was able to get a solid 5 hours without a problem, without having to recharge them in the charging pack. The cool thing is that the case itself does offer you another 30 hours of charging time, so there is a pretty big battery in there, so you can extend. This guy will get you well through a full 24-hour period. These guys are also slightly waterproof, water resistant, and sweat proof, which is great. So overall, features wise, it's got everything that you should look for. Some of the things that it's lacking, however, are it doesn't power on when you pull the earbuds out. Now, this is one of those features, in my opinion, right now, where we are with true wireless technology, that seems to be, it needs to be a given. And honestly, it's one of the hangups that I have with these earbuds is that when you pull them out of the case, you do have to push and hold down and power them on. The silver lining, I guess, if you could say, they do turn off and go into charging mode when you put them back in the case. So you get half of the whole case, you know, in and out of the case deal. But overall, they are lacking the pull out and power on and pairing. So that's a little bit of a bummer for me. Again, it's not a complete loss on the selling point. I wouldn't say that this makes them a bad pair of earbuds. It's just one of those features that I'm looking for that these don't have. All right, guys, now with all the features and design out of the way, let's talk about the other really important part of these earbuds. Perhaps the most important part of these earbuds is the sound quality. Now, I've tried a lot of different earbuds and I feel like I'm getting a pretty good grasp on what I think are good sound quality earbuds. Now, keep in mind as we move forward through this portion here, sound audio quality is subjective. Okay, my ears hear things differently than your ears, and your ears hear things differently than my ears. You like different music, I like different music. We like to hear it differently. We like a different mix. That's just the way it is. So this is my experience with these earbuds. So you're gonna, you know, if you want to try these out yourself, you're gonna have to make the final decision. But this is my experience. No holds barred. Here we go. All right, so I'm moving in close for this one here. Now, I've listened to these earbuds for a couple of weeks, okay? I've spent a lot of time with these earbuds, more so than I do with a lot of earbuds when I review them. I really wanted to give these guys a chance. And sound quality, man, you know, bass, there isn't much. I will be honest with you, there isn't much bass. Now, you know, if you know me, if you watch any of my other true wireless earbud reviews, you understand by now that I like a good, you know, smooth range. I'm kind of an M shape, right? I like my bass, I like my mids pretty well represented, and then I like to hear my highs. So I like a good rounded sound profile. And unfortunately, these guys just don't have much bass. Running it on the EQ that I've tested every other pair of earbuds across the board with, they don't have a lot of bass. Outside of that, the mids and the highs are fantastic. These earbuds definitely have very clear, crisp quality. I believe they have a graphene driver. And so because of that, you get this really nice, clear, you know, just cuts through the audio sound. They sound really, really clean. Some of them, you know, some other ones are kind of muffled and, you know, they lean too far towards the bass. These guys have just left the bass a little bit too far behind and gone mid and high very clear. So again, with all that said, audio is subjective. That's just the way it is. That's the way I heard it. That's the way I experienced it. But at the end of the day, what is my verdict on these guys? Overall, I think they're a really great pair of earbuds. I think especially if you are somebody who works out, if you run, if you do CrossFit, you know, while you got your earbuds in, you're really, really active, these guys will not come out of your ears. These things are locked in. I've had sometimes where I go to reach to pull them out and they're just in there. You really have to kind of wiggle them out. So if you want something that's going to stay in your ears, it's got some waterproofness going on, great battery life, pretty solid sound on the highs, you know, and mids, and overall great battery life. And these are a great pair of earbuds for that. They're a little on the higher end, right? They're about $59.99 at the time of making this video. As usual, guys, the links down in the description below to their website is where you can get them. You can check them out there. You can learn a little bit more. You can see what the current price is. It may be the same. But right now, $59.99, I feel like it's a little bit on the higher end for what these guys are capable of. But overall, solid pair of earbuds. Sound quality, lacking in the bass, and no power on when you pull them out of the case, puts me in that like kind of gray area there. So hopefully this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, comments, you want to learn more, let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to have a conversation with you. If you liked this review, if it was helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you really, really, really liked it and you want to see more just like this, again, please consider joining the community, hitting that subscribe button. I would love to have you on board as I go through this journey of a tech review channel. So outside of that, guys, that's it for me, and I will see you in the next video. video.